Accounting standards. It refers to certain rules and regulations of accounts issued by ICI. The basic objective is to bring uniformity in accounting practices, standardizing the accounting practices. The basic need for standardization or bringing uniformity is to facilitate effective comparison. Comparison is a basis for performance measurement, for evaluating the performance of a company or any business enterprise. The basic activity is comparing the financial performance. The comparison can be effective only if the reporting is same or based on common principles. So to bring that uniformity in reporting of principles, we required accounting standards which were issued by ICI, which was drafted by ASB. ASB, which had come into existence in the year 77. The other class I just made it as 73. It was actually the International Accounting Standard Board that has come in the year 1973. And our board has been established only in the year 1977. So when we draft international accounting standard, when we learn something about international accounting standards, we understand the board was set up in the year 1973, and this board was set up in the year 1977. Everybody, this board will consist of members of professional bodies, cost accountants of India, company secretaries of India, ICI, SEBI, RBI, Central Board of Direct Taxes, Chamber of Commerce, like that various academicians from government, from various sectors, from business enterprises. So from various bodies we will be having representation in ASB. ASB will have representation. It's a very, very wider body, not only having members from ICI. It is not only made up of chartered accountants, it will have representation from various sectors of the economy. Understood? Now, so we would like to know, this is the basic intro of accounting standard. Basically, what is accounting standard? Means certain rules and regulations issued by, under the authority of ICI, certain rules has been conveyed. That rules is nothing but accounting standards. Understood? Now, what is the basic objective of accounting standard? To bring out uniformity, standardizing the accounting practices, uniformity in accounting principles. For what purpose I should bring uniformity? It is to facilitate effective comparison. Why should you compare? Why should I compare with somebody? Why should I compare with myself in the previous year and current year to evaluate the performance? Business is done to make profit. Business is not interested only by the owner. There are so many people who got interest in each and every business. So thereby all these people are knowing about the business only from the reports. So these reports based on which we compare and we will analyze and we will evaluate the performance. For the comparison there should be some common principles, and that for bringing common principles, drafting of accounting standards was required, which was issued by ICI, the sole authority for issuing accounting standards. Understood? Presently for companies, now the time has changed. For companies, accounting standard can be issued by the Ministry of Company. Understood? But so far they have adopted all the accounting standards issued by ICI. This is the present stand. Shall we proceed? Who will draft the accounting standard? So let us move further into the discussion. Standard setting process. Whether question comes from this area or not, as a person who is in the field of chartered accountancy, you should definitely be aware of how standards are set or what is accounting standard. All these things are basic knowledge that you should possess when you are in the field of accounts. Shall we? So thereby standard setting process. Standard setting process. Who is to frame accounting standard? So the first thing is ASB. So all the members together only ASB. Correct? ASB is a very bigger body. So this ASB will identify the area. That requires accounting standard. Is it in lease accounting? Is it in some purchase? Is it in the service sector? Is it in the computer service sector? So where there is now new things, transaction has developed, no clarity as to accounts, then we need to bring out accounting standards. Understood? So first identification of area by ASB. Understood? Respond ba? Yes, sir. Then it is not that suppose around 50-60 members are there means all that 50-60 members will not keep on drafting accounting standard. Understood? Too many cooks means it will always spoil. Are you following? Spoil that. So this thereby we understand that out of that ASB, a study group will be formed. What group? This group is formed after identifying the area. So once the area is identified, are you following this? Then we can have only a relevant people in that particular team for drafting the accounting standard. Are you following? Suppose it is relating to some service sector. Understood? So then I need not be taking the inputs from some other department which is totally disconnected to this particular service sector. Are you following? So thereby please do understand that after identifying the area that requires, a study group will be formed. A study group will be formed with the minimum members only. If 50-60 people are there, they will form a study group of say 5 to 6 people or maybe 8 to 10 people, and a study group will be formed. Correct? Respond. So this study group will discuss with appropriate persons, various interested parties in that particular business, will conduct investigation, will analyze various facts, and they will make one exposure draft. What do they do? Which means they will do one rough work of accounting standard. Understood? Please respond. So this study group will conduct discussion, analysis, investigate, and then finally draft, finally makes an exposure draft. This draft, exposure draft, this rough work which is called as exposure draft will be circulated among members, to the public, and to various other interested parties, to the various departments of the government, the tax department, the companies department, like that, to the various department. This exposure draft will be circulated to the public in general. It will be circulated. Please respond. And it is circulated for what purpose? For getting opinions, suggestions. Understood? Respond. So after receiving such opinions, suggestions onto such accounting standards, then they may make some changes, modifications, and then it will be given to Council of ICI, because ASB does not have the power to issue accounting standard. ICI is not given the power to draft accounting standard. Are you following? So ICI has only set up ASB, but it will function as an independent body only, because it is not a body can be exactly regulated by ICI. Are you following? Though it is a pioneer institute which has started this particular ASB, it has got members across various sectors. It will have representation from SEBI, I told, from RBI, from tax department, like that. It will have representation from so many sectors. Could you appreciate that? Please respond, ba. Yes, so thereby we just find out that. So this first ASB on the whole will identify the area that requires accounting standard. Once that is comes to a conclusion among all the members, then they will form a study group. This study group will conduct discussion, analysis, investigation, all these things, enquiries, and finally they will make an exposure draft which will be circulated to members, various departments of government, to the public in general for comments, opinion, suggestions. Are you following this, everybody? So, exposure draft will be circulated among members, departments of government, and to the public for comments, opinion, suggestion, etc. Everybody? For comments, opinion, suggestions, etc. So for that, exposure draft will be circulated. Everybody? After receiving such comments, after receiving comments from various persons, this exposure draft may be modified, understood, if required, and that will be given to Council of ICI. The Council of ICI will further make some modifications if required in consultation with ASB, and will be issued under the authority of Council of ICI. Understood? After receiving comments, etc., the exposure draft will be modified based on requirements, if any, and will be given to Council of ICI. So there will be lot of participation from various sectors in drafting the standard, but ultimately who is having the power to issue the standard? ICI. So after receiving the suggestions, opinion, comments, etc., the exposure draft may be modified based on the requirements, if any, and will be given to Council of ICI. Everybody? After studying the exposure draft, modified exposure draft, the Council may make further modifications if required, but in consultation with ICI, consultation with ASB. After studying the modified draft, the Council may make further modifications if required, but in consultation with the ASB. Finally, the accounting standard will be issued by ICI under the authority of Council of ICI. So this is how the standard setting process. So it is not that chartered accountants makes accounting standard. You should not be misunderstanding that it is that we create the accounting standard. There are so many participants in the evolution of accounting standards. Finally we have the power to issue it. Understood? ASB is not only regulated by or only consisting of chartered accountants. Understood? It will have representation from various sectors of the business. Understood? So thereby we understand, first ASB will identify the area which requires AS. Study group will be formed based on the requirement, which area we are focusing on. Based on that, the study group will be formed, and that study group will make an exposure After conducting various activities, it will make an exposure draft and it will issue to the public for comments, members and various departments. After receiving such opinions and all, if necessary, they may make some modification, whatever required, and that will be given to Council of ICAI. Council, after studying this, may make but in consultation with the ASB only. So they can't do that modification on an isolated basis. So once again they should be consulting with the ASB only. Understood? And finally it will be issued under the authority of ICAI, Council of ICAI. Shall we proceed? This is a standard setting process. Shall we proceed? What are accounting standards? Ultimately rules and regulations issued by to bring uniformity in accounting practices. Standardization in accounting practices. Standardization is required to have effective comparison. Comparison is needed only for performance measurements. Understood? Now proceeding, then we discussed what is that structure of that particular creation by various bodies, and then we understood the standard setting process. Shall we proceed? Now let us proceed further. We find ICAI has issued so far 32 accounting standards, of which one AS was withdrawn, that is AS 8. So far has issued 32 accounting standards, of which one accounting standard was withdrawn. So far how many standards are in existence? 31 standards. And so therefore presently 31 standards are in existence, or 31 standards exist. Shall we proceed? Everybody? Okay. Therefore 31 accounting standard exist. So AS 1 to 32 without AS 8. That is how we got 31 accounting standard. Shall we proceed? Accounting standard covers the following. In relation to a financial information, it covers 5 aspects. It covers applicability, recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. In general, any accounting standard covers these following items: applicability, recognition, measurement, presentation and disclosure. So what is this applicability, sir? It will cover from which date it is applicable, to which enterprises it is applicable, to which transactions it is applicable. So that way it will make the point very clear, this rule is applicable to which financial information, correct? The period, the enterprises, the types of enterprises, and also it provides which transaction it is covered. Understood? Okay. Recognition. Recognition means any financial information will revolve around only 4 information or 4 accounting effects. Any information will have only 4 effects. What are the 4 effects? Means income, expense, asset, liability. So your recognition, is it an asset? When it should be recognized an asset? Is it liability? Is it income, or is it expense? All these things will be covered through what? The recognition. Could you appreciate that? When an expense to be recognized. So imagine you have employee benefit expense. So in that gratuity, employee benefit expense is expense. In that gratuity as an amount, when should I book it as expense? Is it to be recognized as liability? Is it to be recognized as asset? Like that, different aspects will be discussed in relation to recognition. Everybody? Okay, sir, you are telling expense as or asset or something you are telling. How much is the amount will be covered by subsequent discussion. What is that? Measurement. Understood? Now you are recognized, you have measured. Presentation in P&L, in balance sheet. Under what head it is to be presented? What is a major heading? What is a subheading? Is it in equity part? Is it in liabilities part? Non-current liability or current liability? Under non-current liability, is it long-term borrowing? So what head it has to be shown? Is it provision? All these things will be covered through what? Presentation. Understood? Disclosure. What additional notes, explanatory notes you should provide relating to the information in the P&L, information in the balance sheet is what covered by what? Disclosure. There are like that. There are 5 aspects relating to single information will be covered by accounting standard. AS 19 lease means from when it is applicable to which assets and all lease is covered, like that applicability. Respond. Yes, LSR should recognize what? LSC should recognize what? Income or expense, asset or liability, recognition. What amount at present value of this minimum lease payment? So what is that? All these things. Third part is measurement. Presentation. Under what head it has to be presented in the financial statements. Disclosure. What and all additional notes you should provide about leased assets. Understood? Type of lease. The various conditions relating to the lease agreement, all these things will be disclosed. All those things we will be discussing through respective standard. Correct? In general, any standard can be classified based on these 5 parts. Understood? Yes, sir. Not necessary that an accounting standard should cover all these 5 aspects. There are certain standard covers only disclosure, only recognition and measurement, nothing about disclosure. Are you following? Respond. Like that, there could be standards. So thereby I classify the standards into 2 categories. One is called accounting and disclosure related standard. Other one is disclosure standard. So one thing is sure, all the accounting standards will cover disclosure aspects. Understood? So thereby I will divide this accounting standards into 2 only. One is accounting and disclosure. Still we are not moving to accounting standard. We are teaching history and geography of accounting standard. These are the things which is really going to work in your favor during the interviews of articleship or in general any interviews. Basic common sense questions which could not be answered. What is that AS22 covers primarily? So or what is the accounting standard covers normally, like that. Normal common sense question you should be knowing, being at least a chartered accountant student. Understood? So accounting standard covers basically applicability, recognition, measurement, presentation and disclosure. Understood? Then we just find out that I classified the accounting standard into 2, accounting and only disclosure. This classification is for the purpose of applicability only. Earlier, each and every accounting standard conveys separate applicability provisions. Now these applicability provisions has been standardized to some extent by classifying the enterprises into 3 categories and straight away making the point that this standard is applicable for these enterprises. Out of these 3 categories, it is applicable to so and so enterprises. Like that classifying, now to some extent it could be standardized. Understood? Otherwise, I should keep on listing out this is applicable for so and so company. This is not applicable for so and so company. Like that, every standard should communicate that. Now we can easily say it is applicable for category 1 and 2, not for 3. It is applicable for 1, 2, 3. It is applicable only for first category. Like that, we can easily say to which enterprises it is. So for that we should know general classification of enterprises. This classification is only for the purpose of application of accounting standard. Understood? For the purpose of application of accounting standards, ICI for the purpose of application of AS, ICI has classified the enterprises into 3 categories. level 1 enterprises, level 2 enterprises, level 3 enterprises. Very good. Now, very easily I will teach you level 3 enterprises. Level 3 refers to other than. Super. Other than level 1 and level 2. So, level 3 enterprises are so easy to learn, which is enterprises other than level 1 and level 2 enterprises. Now, listen. Level 1 enterprises listed companies, companies in the process of listing, listed enterprises, enterprises or companies in the process of listing, banks, other financial institutions, insurance companies, listed companies, companies in the process of listing. See what happens, this listing is not like one day event. It may take even 2 years or 2-3 years of process for the shares to be listed in a stock exchange. So once the company have initiated the process of listing, even though the shares are not listed, it will be considered as level 1 enterprises. Understood? If your shares are listed in a recognized stock exchange, immediately it will be considered as level 1 enterprises. Those enterprises which are in the process of listing, understood? So they also will be considered as level 1 enterprises. All the banks, irrespective of listed or not listed, will be considered as level 1 enterprises. Any other financial institutions will also be considered as level 1 enterprises. Insurance companies will be considered as business enterprises having turnover exceeding, business enterprises having turnover exceeding rupees 50C. What is 50C? 50 crores. Business enterprises having borrowings exceeding rupees 10C, exceeding 10 crores. It is not that both the conditions should be satisfied. Even if any condition it is satisfying, it will be considered as what? Level 1 enterprises. Then holding and subsidiary of aforesaid enterprises holding and subsidiary of aforesaid enterprises. For example, there is a company called A Limited which is having a sales of 80 crores. There is a company called A Limited which is having a sales of 80 crore. It is level 1 enterprises. Now, this A Limited is invested or holding investments which is 60% of shares of another company. 60% of shares of B Limited. Thereby this B Limited is called subsidiary of A Limited. B Limited is called? If a company hold more than half of the share capital, immediately the other company is called investor is the holding company, investee is the subsidiary company. Understood? So this subsidiary company is having sales only for 10 lakhs. It is only 10 lakhs where 50 crore where. Understood? So this B Limited is actually it is not level 1. But since it is subsidiary of a level 1 enterprise, this company B also will be considered as level 1 enterprises. Could you appreciate that? I repeat, so we find that there is a company called A Limited which is having sales of how much? 60 crores. Understood? Thereby what enterprise? Level 1 enterprise. This has invested 60% of B Limited having sales of just 10 lakhs. Understood? This is not even near to what? Any crore, not level 1. Correct? Respond. But still this will be considered as, because it is a subsidiary of A Limited which is, so any subsidiary of level 1 is level 1 enterprise. Understood? That is the point you should be knowing. So listed companies in the process of listing. Now from this area, sir, it can be an examination area. They may not ask you in the examination standard setting process, but twice appeared question is, what are level 1 enterprises? 4 marks. Are you following? So you should be aware of. So it's long that it's a long back. The question has come. Every chance it can come in the future examination. Everybody. So level 1 enterprises, listed enterprises in the process of listing, banks, other financial institution, insurance. அப்புறம் ரொம்ப important part வந்து benchmark based. என்ன business enterprises having sales more than, turnover more than 50 crores, exceeding 50 crore, borrowing exceeding 10 crores, holding and subsidiary of aforesaid companies. Understood? Level 3 enterprises. Now let us take level 2 enterprises. Level 2 enterprises. Level 2 enterprises. Based on these two conditions only, business enterprise having turnover, business enterprise having turnover exceeding rupees 1 crore but not exceeding 50 crores. But not exceeding 50 crore. Because if it is exceeding 50 crore, it is level 1. So thereby it is exceeding 1 crore. Earlier it was 40 lakhs. This instead of 1 crore it was 40 lakhs. It was actually based on the criteria, based on the tax audit requirements. So in income tax, when you take up this business, income from business or profession, in that compulsorily certain business to get audit. It is not all business people should get their accounts audited with a chartered accountant. Everybody. Now there are certain compulsory audit. So whichever enterprises whose sales is exceeding now 1 crore, earlier it was 40 lakhs. Thereby in should also change the provision as 1 crore. Understood? So anybody having sales more than but not exceeding will be considered as level 2 enterprises. Everybody. Now business enterprise having borrowing exceeding rupees 1 crore but not exceeding 10 crores. But not exceeding 10 crores. One more category is there. I don't have space there. Holding and subsidiary of aforesaid enterprises. Holding and subsidiary of aforesaid enterprises. See, when level 2 is defined, it is defined as other than level 1 and having these criteria. Understood? So it is because when I mention that as holding and subsidiary of aforesaid companies, respond, then some doubts will come. Both provisions may intersect. One will say that, sir, I have a holding company which is level 2. Respond. Yes, that holding company is having a subsidiary company which is level 3. Correct? A Limited is the holding company which is level 2 because it is having sales of 5 crores. Sales of A Limited is what enterprise? Level 2. A Limited is having a subsidiary B Limited which is having sales of 60 crores. B Limited having a sales of 60 crores will come automatically in the definition of level 1 enterprise, correct? And A Limited being the holding of B Limited will also be considered as level 1 enterprises. Could you appreciate that? So thereby it is not level 2 will be given priority. What is given priority? So other than level 1 only this definition can be considered. Could you appreciate that? So we find that A Limited, when I initially conveyed as parent company, which is level 2, correct? Having a subsidiary B Limited which is level 3, I'm sorry, level 1, respond. If this is level 1, A is also what? Level 1. It can't be the other way. This is level 2, so thereby this also level 2 we not give priority. If this is level 1, then holding company is also level 1. Could you appreciate that? Once it is level 1, then holding of that company, subsidiaries of that company, everything is level 1. Understood? It is not that, sir, subsidiaries level 2, our holding also level 2 we can't tell. So it is based on if in that group, even if one enterprise is level 1, all that enterprise will be considered as level 1 enterprises. Understood? That will not be fitting into, which means only when they are not level 1, they can be considered under level 2. Only when they are not level 2, they will be considered under level 3 category. Are you following? So these points you should be knowing for the classification purpose. Shall we proceed? Until 2006, there was no regulation separately for companies. In the year 2006, accounting standard rules was integrated or incorporated in the Companies Act. Accounting standard rules. So when the MCA, Ministry of Company Affairs, has issued accounting standard rules in the year 2006, respond ba? Yes, sir. They can frame their own accounting standard. They need not follow accounting standard issued by ICA. But what they have done so far? They have adopted all the accounting standards issued by except AS 30, 31 and 32. Which standard? So how many standards are applicable for companies? If some question is asked, how many standards are applicable? 28 standards out of 31. Totally institute have issued how many standards? 32. Other one is withdrawn already. Which one? So thereby how many standards are in practice? In that last 3 standards are not so far notified for companies. Understood? So initially the notification power lies only with ICA. ICA only tell for whom how it is applicable, including companies. Companies were within the ambit of ICA. Now MCA only will have that full power over the company's accounting standard applicability. Correct? Respond. Even though they have adopted all the accounting standards, but it have not notified 3 accounting standards. Which standards? AS 30, AS 31, AS 30, which means up to AS 29 only. You know what is 29? Provision, contingent asset and contingent. Like why I asked you now, because it is CPD stuff. Anyway, coming back to this particular area. So for companies, how many standards are applicable? For companies, they have classified in a different way. They are not calling it as level 1, level 2, level 3. It is called as SMCs and non-SMCs. Enapa? Small and medium sized companies and non-small and medium sized companies. Could you appreciate that? And under that we have same definition only. Whatever you consider as level 1, no. Respond. They are non-SMCs, not SMCs. We are non-SMCs. Correct? Level 1 is a bigger organization. Are you following this? Level 2 and level 3 will be fit into SMCs. So there we do not have 3 categories, we have only 2 categories. So for companies, so give the classification of companies for the purpose of accounting standard. Now you will have 2 classification, and what and all? SMCs, non-SMCs. In that you will provide a big list for which SMCs or non-SMCs are. Non-SMCs. Are you following? Everybody. But the companies that have not defined like that, they provide a definition for SMC. They provide definition for SMC. How they will provide SMC? Enterprises which are not listed. Companies which are not in the process of listing. Companies not being banking company. Company not being any other financial institution. Not being an insurance company. Not having sales exceeding 50 crores. Not having borrowings. Instead of defining level 1, they are actually defining level 2 like this. How they are defining na? Not being listed. If it is listed na level 1 na? Level 1 means non-SMCs. Level 1 means SMC and non-SMC. SMC means what? Small and medium. Non-SMC no big. Understood? So that is not defined. SMC is defined. Correct? How they are defining SMC? We want to fit all the level 1 condition into SMC. We want to fit all the condition in level 1 into above companies which are not listed. Companies which are not in the process of listing. Because if the question comes, you should know how to define. Are you following? Companies which is not having turnover more than 50 crore. Like that you should be defining, and that will be called as SMCs. That will be called as SMCs. Understood? Other than SMC is non-SMC. Could you appreciate that? Everybody. So that way we do have two categories of classification. This classification made by whom? ICI. The other classifications by MCA. Ministry of Company Affairs. Understood? So like that there are two categories of classification. How many standards are prevailing according to the issue by ICI? 31 standard. Correct? How many standards according to the Companies Act? 28 standards. They have not so far notified how many, which standard? Which are the standards? 30, 31, 30. In the mari pakka knowledge you should be possessing. Even if you go for a quiz competition, see in the latest quiz competition held in the institute, many questions are based on the elementaries of accounting standards. The basics of accounting standard. Could you appreciate that? So that way please do understand that. So you should be knowing such concept that there are two categories, two applications separately. One application based on company side, another is based on the institute. ICA pronouncement. Could you appreciate that? Shall we proceed? So these are the general intro to accounting standard. We are discussing accounting, certain rules and regulations issued by ICA relates to accounts. Understood? Everybody, these are all to bring standardization, to bring uniformity in accounting practices. Clear? ICA setting a board called in the year 19, responsible for drafting, will consist of members across various sectors like ICS, ICWA, ICI, SEBI, RBI, CBDT, so many sectors. Understood? Fine. Now this ASB first identify one area where accounting standard required. Understood? After identifying the area, it will form a study group. Study group will do all the work, activities, and they will formulate an exposure draft. After formulating the exposure draft, they will issue to public for comments. After getting the comments, they may modify. Then give it to council. Council may make further modification, consultation with ASB, and will be issued under the authority of Council of ICA. So far, how many standards issued? 32. One standard withdrawn. How many standard practice? 31. Sorry. Now level 1, level 2, level 3, totally there are 3 enterprises. Everybody, the standards will be classified into, according to me, accounting and disclosure standards, exclusively disclosure standard. Exclusively. Such exclusively disclosure standards are applicable only for level 1 enterprises. Exclusively applicable. Exclusively exclusively disclosure related standards are applicable only for in that there is one exception. What exception? First standard. What is the first standard? You know, AS1. You know what is the name of AS1? Disclosure of accounting policies. This is applicable for all the enterprises. But there are accounting standards like AS17 segment reporting, AS18 related party disclosure, AS25 interim financial reporting, consolidation of financial statements. Understood? So all these 23, 27, all these standards which are exclusively relating to disclosure are applicable only for level 1 enterprises. Understood? Other accounting standard applicable for level 2 and level 3, yeah? All the enterprises. Could you appreciate that? But then in each of the accounting standard, when you come at final level, you'll be learning that, because at IPC level, every standard is applicable for all the enterprises. Respond, ba. Because you are having only 18 standards in syllabus. But there are higher, bigger standards. In that, certain relaxation has been provided for who? Level 2 and level 3 enterprises. Certain relaxation has been provided. Applicability it is there, but out of the whole accounting standard, certain paragraph need not be complied by level 2 and in companies who need not follow. Companies who need not follow? SMC or non-SMC? SMC will have some relaxation. Could you appreciate that? So all those things at a higher level only. As such, we don't have such things. Could you appreciate that?